So throughout the years, there have been this general sentiment that we need a Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne remake, or both. However, I just don't really see the reason to have that. The Bloodborne remake is probably the simplest one to explain why I don't really feel like we need it. Simply because, ask yourself why we needed a Demon Souls remake, for example. Ask yourself why we need any remake whatsoever. It is because it is graphically worse, and if the controls have suffered in a way that makes the game janky. But Bloodborne is not old at all. It doesn't feel old. The graphics are not bad. I just don't really understand the whole sentiment of having a remake. I get the PC port, like I really want that as well. That's kind of baffling that they haven't done that, obviously. But the Bloodborne remake is just kind of a confusing conversation to me. It feels like we're just kind of asking for remakes because it's a mandatory thing at this point. Oh, we got the Demon Souls remake, let's get the Bloodborne remake. You know, we don't need to remake everything. We really don't. It's fucking ridiculous at this point to ask for a remake of a game that is still fully functional, works perfectly fine. Yeah, I just don't really understand that thought process. If you just take like a minute to think about it, it just doesn't really hold a lot of water. Oh, wait, is that it? No, it holds a lot of ground. So the opposite of water, yeah. It could be a little better optimized, but then we are talking about a remaster. An important distinction to make, since a remake is a little bit of a hardcore solution for that. You don't really need to rebuild a game from the ground up, but whatever. Speaking of Demon Souls, the whole reason why a remake of that is an exciting idea is because it's old. Demon Souls is old. You know, I can't even tell you what this guy has in his mouth. It looks like burger patties. However, it's also unique among Miyazaki's gamography. He didn't play it safe, even more so than later titles of his, and didn't rely on the spectacle, instead being more reserved, having a very real atmosphere that would be something different even if it came out today, and would also be one of the best games if done right. If done right. A remake of Demon Souls would allow the game to get back the visual flair that it has lost over the years. But that's not true overall for Bloodborne. Additionally, there is a lot of abstract meaning in Bloodborne that's easy to miss. For example, have you ever thought about how the game tries to tell you not to fight a Briatas? There's an arena, you can summon help for the fight and have a good checkpoint for it. So everything is in place, but if you take a minute to think about everything, it becomes, why would you? Miyazaki loves to talk about human nature. It's also one of Bloodborne's biggest themes, and progressing to this point, you've been shown that this game wants you to look at the facts, not at people or creatures for, well, being people and creatures. Rom sheltered humans from the horrors around them, so you know not all cosmic gods are inhumane, blurring the very idea of them being incomprehensible gods. A Briatas resembles the eldritch infant you encounter throughout the upper cathedral, as well as the baby Ariana birthed, drawing this clear parallel to establish that her docile state is due to her being something akin to a child, hence her moniker, Daughter of the Cosmos. The person you can summon to help you as well is a Scholar of Mensis, who are some evil bastards. And last but not least, if you decide to kill a Briatas, you can revive Annalise, who is a villain. Everything points towards the fact that killing Rom was a bad thing to do on your part, which by extension would mean you are just repeating it in this instance as well, making it a pretty clever way to deconstruct the concept of eldritch horror, while also taking a stance that the ends doesn't justify the means. It's actually extremely impressive how seamless Bloodborne deals with its overarching themes in this way, as it happens multiple times to flesh out all of what it's dabbling in. Well, sorry, did I yell in your ear? Okay, I'm gonna be more quiet, probably. Let's get back to it. Sorry for interrupting. Now that I think about it, it would be pretty nice. We could get upgraded graphics for Lawrence's skull. Do you see what I mean? I can't find that many reasons to remake Bloodborne right now. Maybe we could remake it in a week's time. Moving on to Bloodborne 2, of course you could make that, but let's think about it. In every which ending you get, it includes someone's sacrifice. either you or Gehrman stay behind in the dream. I feel like it would undercut all the endings you could possibly get in Bloodborne if you actually do get a Bloodborne 2. Like, imagine if the hunter has just killed Gehrman and it's this emotional scene, this emotional moment of like, whew, that was difficult. I just sacrificed everything, myself and my humanity, to stay behind in the dream. And then someone just pops up. Hey, I'm here to save you. So even that confuses me as well, where, like, guys, we don't need a sequel to these things. I understand you like it, but just fucking enjoy the complete artistry that is Bloodborne. Like, it's a masterpiece. You have not experienced everything that it has to offer. Just play it again. There's so much to appreciate in that game. I have not seen everything. Don't fucking be so ready to have a remake or a sequel to games that are already a perfect fucking game that is not even required any sequel or remake. It's just fucking silly. So stop requesting it, for God's sake. It is completely irrelevant. I especially make it a big deal because it's not like Dark Souls, where that is a part of the point of it, that history repeats itself and things just continue. No, this game is actually quite conclusive. It really doesn't get better than this in terms of games. God damn it, Logarius. Really helping my point here.